Welcome to Spidell's California Minute. I'm your host, Catherine Zidane, and this week we're covering some proposals for change that Spidell presented at the FTB's recent Taxpayer Bill of Rights meeting. Don't miss out on a year-end tax update course. Spidell is offering webinar and live seminar options for our 2022-2023 federal and California tax update, and you can get registered at caltax.com. The FTB held its annual Taxpayer Bill of Rights meeting on December 8, 2022. Spidell was one of only two presenters and the only industry representative to submit proposals for change regarding California tax laws and processes at the meeting. Here's what we shared with the FTB regarding our thoughts and concerns on issues that arose this past year. We asked the FTB to develop a more systematic approach to ensure that important information regarding questions raised by tax professionals is also shared with the larger taxpayer community. We frequently publicize information shared with us from FTB Legal, but when practitioners ask for citations or links to where the information can be validated on the FTB website, we have nothing to offer. Practitioners then call the hotline or send questions to the FTB's Ask a Legal Expert, and in several instances, this resulted in conflicting or incorrect information being provided through these FTB channels. We also suggested that major forms changes be publicized. Last year, partnerships and LLCs didn't realize that they were going to have to revise how their capital accounts were reported until the forms were released, and practitioners weren't made aware of this new time-consuming requirement until they were in the midst of the filing season. Once the FTB received feedback from Spidell and others regarding the difficulties this new requirement was causing, they deferred the mandate for an additional year. The FTB has now added a What's New with Tax Forms webpage that provides the latest information on upcoming tax form changes. The webpage also contains a link to a form where tax professionals and taxpayers can send the FTB tax form improvement suggestions. Next, we've heard from numerous tax professionals asking whether overpayments of the 2021 pass-through entity elective tax or other taxes such as the S Corporation net income tax or LLC gross receipts fee could be applied to the June 15, 2022 pass-through entity elective tax prepayment. This is currently not allowed. Applying these overpayments to the pass-through entity elective tax would prevent a cash flow crunch for entities that have to currently wait for overpayments to be refunded, which could take many months. Another issue Spidell raised was that general partnerships can e-file their returns using their EINs, but they have to use an FTB-assigned partnership identification number to use WebPay. Many taxpayers lose these numbers, and we're aware of numerous taxpayers that were subject to penalties because they were unable to timely use WebPay. While the FTB has set up various ways for taxpayers to access these identification numbers, this issue could be more easily resolved by providing more consistency between e-file and WebPay TIN requirements. The last item we suggested was to update Legal Ruling 2014-10. This legal ruling addresses when out-of-state LLCs or corporations that are members of an LLC are considered to be doing business in California and are therefore subject to California taxation. The holdings in this ruling have been overturned by the California Court of Appeal in Swart Enterprises Incorporated v. FTB and in an OTA precedential decision in Appeal of Jolly. But the ruling has not been revised to reflect these holdings, and taxpayers and tax professionals reviewing the ruling wouldn't know that the ruling doesn't reflect current law. We'll be covering any future updates on these topics, plus any other state tax news in Spidell's California Tax Letter. You can see subscription information at caltax.com under the Publications tab. That's all for this week. Join us next time for another episode of Spidell's California Minute.